Dr. Dennis Bright, when are the leader and founder of the NGC party. Doc, can you say hello to Fambule when they watch you?
Yeah, Fambulem Unakusheo, Mina chairman and leader for the National Grand Coalition NGC party.
All right, Fambula na all see the guests and I also today. And like I said, we can't talk about this consortium because that the first step this alone we did get this kind of I mean it's a history in the making. So we want to know what are some of the things the way pumped all them political parties and salon for me them come together. Dr. Bright, make I just come to you as the leader of the founder of NGC. What's in this consortium they about? How not come for form this consortium? What's in the formation of this consortium?
Well, no say at the present moment we get the SLPP, we then form the government of Sierra Leone, and we now opposition parties them. We get 3 opposition parties that within our parliament together with the SLPP. Then 3 opposition parties there. So on many issues them now with country, then don't they talk, speak up, and put them position and do a lot of things them. And the parties them within our parliament as well as the one that we're not in our parliament. We all in diverse ways don't try for bring up issues them, for speak up on certain issues them, and would they try for talk to the government, for let the government go understand, say, we serve as opposition parties them, we get we own role for play and governance na salon. Well, it just happens, say, we all come for realize, say, the government not even braski to we. They not even look we like I say na anything, because most of the things that they talk, they not seem for they even pay any attention. So somehow amongst ourselves, now we find out say maybe because we talk as individual parties them, now we own silos them. Maybe now because of that make they not they take we seriously. So we decide say if we come together on specific issues them, we will consider say they affect the entire nation, not only for today but for tomorrow. When their issues then they come, if we find out say we get common ground, rather than we talk as individual parties them, let us come together and get one voice and speak with one voice, so that not only the government go yagi, but the people them go yagi, and the international community, when then they support the government pan certain policies there, so they all go able for yagi. So now on that basis, they will decide, say, we for come together. And as a start, we've been picked about 3 policies them, we in fact then they try to get legislation for, we now we've been deal with. So basically, now that's 90 the formation of this party. We get a government way as far as we go to the people that within the govern, then get for listen to we, even if now we in an opposition. So all
you think say the government said they listen? You think say the government they listen?
It obvious, say the government they only listen to themselves. We don't talk and are plentiful and we're not afraid for talker. This government they listen only to themselves. Then get their own priorities, them we don't seem to be completely different from the priorities of the country, of the people. So we don't work will get now for actually try for get them around for understand, say, in Sierra Leone, we get people that they think differently from them and then get a right for be heard as well. So now that 9 are the points. So for answer your question, we believe, say, the government, if they try for listen, say, but not the
So yes, I'm not done with you. So the people that want to know whether this whole come on account together, whether not in a party interest or in the interest of Sierra Leoneans, because we all see what's in the going on in the country. Is it about Unayo's interest, you know, as politician them, or not for the country? What Una see they go on in the country? Now him really prompt Una for make Una come, because like I said, this not ever been a salon. There must be something we go trigger Una, because political party, honestly, number one for rule. Sometimes we don't see eye to eye. But for the fact that everybody bury in ego and say, you know what, let us come together. So there must be something where probably this government, so they do right, or probably they don't go out of the boundaries, or they don't step on the boundaries of democracy. Probably that's why you guys are coming together. So is it about your selfish party interest, as people like you say, or it's in the interest of Sierra Leoneans?
Rachel, I can tell you, say, the situation will depend now bittersweet. Bitter because we're not ever sitting like this one day in our country. Things then just go so bad, and even the people where they're in charge, they no want for hearing nothing, waiting them feel for do nine than they do. Then the second thing again is because the democracy, who don't fight for this multi-party democracy, it look as if to say,
I think say.
So I can tell, say for sure, we come together because we find out, say the term don't reach for let we put aside all waiting, because basically we all say now the country now want for go before.
Right.
Now the interest of the country now they fight for.
And they lost you small, Dr. Bright. I don't know if now you get called, but they lost you small. And they lose you the voice. I don't know if not because you get called when they come inside. Sometimes it can affect. Okay, I think so we don't lost Dr. Bright, probably because of the calls already coming. Doc, now for unmute you the phone. Yes, go on.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, go on, Doc. You need to talk. My account of Tunis. Tunis.
I'm sorry.
Youssef, you know, the acting national for the APC, una the majority. So what are some of the things then, because una just from what are some of the things then, the approach them una they use, because Dr. Bright don't talk about the reason why una all sit down and come together, say SLPP na the bio administration wanted to listen, you know, and because of that, and they don't step on certain boundaries or certain rights of the Sierra Leonean people, now that's make una self decide for come together. Now, who's that approach where una think say una go able for use, being that una say this na government wanted to listen? What's some of the approach them where una want come bring at the table for ensure say this government listen to una?
Well, thank you very much, Rachel. In the first place, we get several ways where we feel say we can able help as opposition parties for ensure say waiting due the people of this country meets the people of this country. So every step where we take, now step we for able for help government deliver properly on the promises where they make to we all as citizens. And we say we feel say then they go wrong. Now we responsibility for highlight them, for correct their wrongs then they, and at the same time, as opposition, we also for ensure policies we go advance with country, we embrace them policies then they, and then one where we know say go undermine the progress, the development, and the democracy now we country, and we go also trample on the rights of the citizens of this country, we highlight them. We own it first approach, where we feel say when we don't see something, we get a tendency for trigger problem, we don't first approach now engagement. For example, Dr. Bright talk about 3 bills that right now within the try for pass now parliament. The local council, the non-partisan local council bill, the cyber crime bill, and this census business way they want for carry on with. Initially, when we pick up the issue surrounding the non-partisan local council, for example, we begin with engaging the ministry we're responsible, that are the Ministry of Local Government. We highlight the dangers that we feel say such policy go cause the democracy of this country, and also the dangers where it gets for pose with the peace and security of Sierra Leone. We also take our engagement higher to State House, for get the presidency involved, for let the presidency understand also who side we they come from as political parties and how we feel say we will able to work together for correct their wrongs that day and for ensure say the government able function properly as government in moving the country forward. Where we feel say and we see say government not the listen, we go back to the people because we as parties, even government in power, now people we they represent. So we they go back to we people and then they say we they do it in 2 ways. First, we engage with elected officials, them, the members of parliament, where they represent we as political parties and the people of this country, and also the councillors, where then serve the elected officials of the people of this country. So once we don't engage them one and day, we don't put to them the problems, so we don't highlight and how we feel say we will solve them problems and day, and then we get back to the people. When all of their engagements they are don't fail, so we also they approach with international partners them. We then self they contribute a lot because some of them policies they are we government want for implement. Now then partners then they fund then their activities they are so. So we they engage the partners themselves locally and internationally, and we do that through letters, through meetings, through conferences, and through public engagements like the one we do on now, so where you don't give it this platform for educate, for engage, and for inform the people all across the world on things the way they happen in Australia. So as political parties, now through their ways they are so we don't they engage both with government, opposition, and as people. I want for make
all the engagements there so we in this shortest time we una don't form una self as a consortium. All the things there so we say una they engage, una they approach this way, una they do all of them things here. What una don't get any result
from
the government side?
In some cases we have. In others, we still see a lot of reluctance and adamance. Like for example, on the cyber crime bill, we see the Minister of Information call. Then go do presentation to we ask them, thanks to Parliament, we don't ask them for do more consultation. So then come back, then consult with people and put their input. We as political parties get concerns, we raise them and we proffer your alternative. Well, then they tell me now say they don't do adjustment, but for make a reflect a left now with Parliament. And that make the engagement with members of Parliament very important because the side and where we be feel say and where we know say that trigger points them, we don't highlight them. We hope say when the final bill go don't come out, Parliament go take them things and they into consideration. You come to the National Civil Registration, we get for give kudos to the Director General of NCRA in level of engagement with political parties and how it will for listen and for work with political parties for ensure that we all a part of the civil registration exercise commendable, and we hope say other MDAs and the government and will carry on with the approach of the civil registration. When it comes to the non-partisan local council and also we see a lot of reluctance, and we don't take we engagement to the public for educate them as to what we as political parties don't do for ensure say we bring them things that they to the attention of government, and how so far government don't refuse for listening to we on some of them things then they.
All right, yeah, Madam Femi, I come to you, but I want to tell family and say, dear, if you just join in and for share this video, because you we see na salon, we see na social media, you know, people are really glady, some people are glady way this consortium inform. So this is an opportunity for make una know what's in this consortium they about, what's in some of the reason them and the aims and objectives them why they come together as political parties where this not ever be a salon. So this is an opportunity to even ask your questions as to what you expect from this consortium. So una send una message, una comment, and as you join in, please share the video because this is a very important discussion where they carry on, especially for the country at this particular point in time. Madam Femi, make a come to you. Yeah, Tunis say one of the things they approach they wanna do, be send be send some position paper like a letter. Present a letter to His Excellency the President. State House, I see where we're going to State House, we present this position paper. First of all, I want to know of some people I want to know what's in there inside this position paper and what's in the feedback, if at all we don't get any feedback from His Excellency the President as to what he put inside this position paper.
Okay, for those clarifying, we do a press briefing where we highlight the issues them where they give grave cause for concern. The letter where they on social media, now letter where, okay, this is not the first letter we would send to His Excellency.
Okay.
This letter now be a letter for say, we want for talk with them. We don't want talk with advisor, we don't want talk to nobody, we want for get in self. For give we audience, for let we engage on these key issues. Now, in been the talk today about inclusive governance. All this way we don't effect for so now part of inclusive governance, where if we get concerns with regards to certain key bills them, we get for severely impact the democracy, the multi-party democracy of Sierra Leone, where we don't, not to this, I think not to the third letter or so we don't send to them, say we want for Siam, they engage we talk with one of the advisor them, the advisor give me assurance, say he go keep in touch with me, he go make appointment for we for go see the president. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's about 5 months ago. I know our president is busy, but he cannot be that busy. So all
this while when I don't present them position paper or their invitation I want for see the president. So the president not get no feedback at all from the president.
We get a feedback from an advisor. We call we get a meeting with him na State House day. We explain what we want to talk to the president about. He assure we and me and to me they communicate. He assure me say we they get an appointment for let we get audience with the president. And where we they ask him, we say we want a semi-informal engagement so we're able to talk to him. Where we able to tell our waiting our concerns and highlight waiting are the reason we make with the object to certain things them inside Mbilia. He assure me, he give me all assurance. Where they send a message, the president is schedule tight. This president is schedule tight, the president's busy. And what we can say in and around the country, the matters of Sierra Leone are more important than the matters of any other country. And if you don't claim, say, you are an inclusive, you are a listening president, forget you now for listening, some problem. So now that's not the issue. We carry the letter go and we're not able to forget
the some of the things that were inside the letter? So a lot of people want to know what are some of the things that were inside this letter. Yeah?
The letter na just the letter will go left na State House where the one beat we, push we, and kill we, was a letter asking for an engagement.
What do you mean by the one beat una, push una, kill? What do you mean by those words?
As we approach, so we decide say we plan send messenger for go left letter with we book. We they send messenger then go, we they send with secretaries then go. We not they see head or tail. Now I say, well, look, we all decide. Say, let we self-carry this letter go. So we decided after we press briefing, we all they hold the letter physically. We self. We not send nobody. We not they send nobody picking. We not they send no secretary. We self. They carry we letter go. Go give the whoever they collect letter. We go with we book. Say when you take the letter, you sign them. Let we know say let not be say where they carry the letter go. Person go in an adopty box. So we say let we self carry the letter go. Let the president see say now we self carry and go for let we go get audience. As we they approach the checkpoint, now they all the soldier man. The first set soldier man them were a little bit level-headed. Waiting at the thing. I say na letter one can left letter for president. Before we they make up, now they don't begin they come on like say na war zone. They don't begin come off from State House. Begin first of all, na the cameraman then first they attack. Otam. Now say, are these soldiers or are these barbarians?
So in other words, they were very aggressive.
I say barbarians.
Okay.
Aggressive na mild vex. I they talk about barbaric behavior. Then they pass aggressive. Then come with such venom, with such anger, with such violence. Me when I mean for the next 24 hours, na limp been the limp. Decide where them push me. Not say them pavements and they're uneven. When they push me for common road. Now say for left letter for we president, don't some problem. Na Sierra Leone. Well, the case is not really big.
All right, Dr. Bright, welcome back. We lost you a little bit, so welcome back. I want for talking about the way where you guys were treated now when we go to State House and yes. The kind where the police or the military treat the violence and all of that. That brings me to to the things them where they talk now so about the government and some of the reasons and probably why we form this consortium. Would they say the country they like a civil unrest? We see a lot of police brutality in recent times. They see how police they kill in some situation killings, and we see how women are being treated, where especially the Ledina IPAM will go viral and all of that. How women are being treated, or basically Sierra Leoneans are being treated by the police and even the military. As a consortium. What's in now a concern? Are you concerned that our democracy is under attack for the fact that people they're not able to talk again? People that cannot speak their minds. We see how if you talk, then they hold you or they beat you. Or, I mean, so many things is going on, but they're going right now in the country. There's no freedom of speech. So as a consortium, do you think that our democracy is under attack?
In many ways than one. In many ways than one. In fact, now that make we the stick we neck out at this particular moment. Probably for rescue democracy. I mean, I can say that because the government don't seem for capture all the institutions of the state for use them to own benefit. One of them institution then the police. Unfortunately, the force for good, as them they call them before, it don't begin turn other thing per way. Nobody know they will not get complaint against the police. Unfortunately, because the police were supposed for the protectory, we now supposed for more or less they ensure anything we talk. For instance, if we want for march peacefully now in Sierra Leone, right now a lot of people can get a lot of things the way they monitor them. We did in a democracy, but I can assure you now, see if anybody go apply, because they say if you apply before you do any march or demonstration in the country when a part of the democratic rights they will get. But I can assure you now, say, if anybody go apply, say, in want for march or demonstrate, they know they get permit for like do so. You know they happen because quick then go don't tell you say now for national security. We don't know who that.
So the country they under any kind security threats, internal or external.
We're not there under any state of emergency. But quick then go don't tell you say bad people and go can't jump for can't join you now wanna demonstrate. But we even they feel say when you want for demonstrate, the police now then supposed for even guide we for little worker and express we say where now one of the sacred rights them where every citizen gets association, the rights for expression. So you find out now, say that one-sided, they don't block them. So anybody want for demonstrate now, pass now until I'm glad for government for. If you want to tell government, thank you for waiting and call, and they don't give you the right to do that. But if you want to do anything where now critical of waiting government they do where it's very important in a democracy, you can be sure that you will never be allowed by the police. In fact, if you insist for them, then go brutalize you. The other thing again, what we see is that we don't see certain things anyway then get by-election. Now this country, we're hotly contested. We see the way where the police and the one that we in the security sector, how then they behave to ordinary people in this country. To the extent that the police don't get the distinction for being feared by the people that they're supposed to protect. Well, when the police don't become a force in people and afraid, then you can imagine the situation where they pan. Now, not only that, but people and where they walk safe in this country, all man they take care. Some man them honestly, the clothes where they wear go, then therefore watch the color of the clothes where they wear go walk. Because if you mistake go wear any thing where appear for be magenta or pink or whatever, then somebody go can color blind go can feel say na red you wear and so on and so forth. Now the same thing when they see self tradianda with people them they wear green. So you find out now that the situation is really terrible. People and within an office, the office self now so they're not set. Then they see things then they happen, but then they're afraid. Because then they're afraid say if they mistake talk, then go sack them, then go lost them benefits and so on and so forth. So it just like say, the country now, it don't divide into two. The one the way they run the country, then they are their own side. The one way they suffer, then they are the other side. The one way they bear, then they are the other side. So this nine now the danger where we don't depend. When you see who form this consortium, so honestly, now I foresee now mind we get for actually step forward. Where you see like me.
So as it come to that level, like what you say, I mean, when they talk, I just feel chill for my body where they say, now mind we get as if they're in the one kind of military regime or something that somebody cannot speak their mind. So when you say now mind we get for come together, it's scary.
Rachel, make I give you one example, and you can confirm them. You can confirm them with Miss Claudia School. You can confirm them with where I will tell you on the 19th. Femi will tell you on the 19th of this April, we're in a Republican anniversary. Now we two go now that parliament. A parliament where we go observe, we go as members of the public, for go observe what's in the happen. Where they get that kuskas na parliament. Femi go tell you, once one prominent SLPP honorable, a worker can write down from the side where the honorable and they come meet we, they point in face, in finger per me. For tell me say, like you, now when they under this thing so, we go deal with you now. We go get for beat you now. We'll come here. beating at Okila, I just say, if God agree. I was sitting next to Femi, now to sit on. Femi go able for waiting and call. I know one for give the policy in name Nayasu, but now very, very prominent person at the Paupa government. So you see, then kind thing there. In fact, what they inside this how they what? They ought the light all, Pawi. Inside the parliament, they ought the lights. Then they begin announce say, who are not a member of parliament, let them go na do. In a public session. You don't understand? So people then for understand what will depend on this country. You know, you don't know exactly what is going to happen to you. These people have gone to a level where we yourself not able to understand. This country where they can't say then they can't help for bring change.
So before I want to come to Tunis, before I reach to Tunis, you mentioned about the tribal and you know all this association where the governments don't bring come now this whole salon tribal business and everything. But people like you say, well, we used to forget this appointment on tribal lines or this tribalism was always there and all the rest of it. But also from the other side feel that it has always been there. But is it that this government or this administration can amplify more to the points that people are either open to this tribalist business or regionally business of the country?
Make I tell you something. On this tribal thing, you will need a whole program for let we actually discuss this tribal thing. You need a special program for that. Because nothing where we did against that tribal thing, the way it don't ramsack this country, and you yourself don't talk, I know to now it begin. Nothing we don't always do. And waiting at the dangerous thing by this tribal division within the bring camp is that this country, within this country, we don't see people in the come to power. And then they take this tribe, then put on before. Now the people are within a power, now then they push this tribal thing. The ordinary man is so poor and he's so busy, they go about in business. And not get time for begin member who done this tribe or who done that tribe. But then we don't eat, we don't thief, then don't eat, then don't bell full. Now then can grab begin talk about this tribe as if to say then the tribe they in danger. Whose tribe were they in danger? The ordinary mommy where they sell na market.
So are we more at this stage, are we more divided right now? Are we more divided than before right now?
I can say that because everything don't crystallize now. These divisions we don't always do. They don't worse now because they don't virtually convince the people them that now then they protect. They're not they tell the people and say then they protect themselves and then wealth we then don't get out. Then they tell the people and say no, now we they protect. And then this sacking like then we they sack people like we they root casada, you know, that sort of thing. Now whole families them then they make suffer so, you know, destroy whole families and that sort of thing. So you find out now, say, because of that, the country is really, there is bitterness, there's depression in the country. You meet people and they walk around like a zombies. But the interesting thing is that if you go meet some of them, the government man and then Canada, so you can tell like saying that they don't study over the years. If they tell you how good then they do, how well then they do now the country. If they tell you how the country don't improve, you go wonder whether you now from outer space you come out, not to the same country with it.
I know. It's so like in other words, like what's in the government they talk, reflective of the people. The gulf between waiting then they talk and waiting the people then they pack. It's so wide. They not get, look, let me tell you something like you wonder if not problem now, then they undergo. Because how you go to see or something they know they see where the people and they suffer.
I give you an example. If you go 1 minute, just a minute, what they tell you now, see, the priorities and the priorities of the people don't differ. Even them, just go na clock tower. Like the way the place don't begin dark small. Let you go see where people in the fete for go home. Just forget transport for go home. Belle woman and the quiz, they already jump go inside, put just for let them go able for at least just reach home. They struggle with the struggle. For water, forget water na us for use. Water don't become such.
Yeah, we will come to all that side. We will come to, but Doc, before I left you, somebody said make you put your light on. We don't know whether lights in the country right now at the top.
Well, now for let you go. Well, now for let you understand now, what's in the happen. Then just dock me and blackout now. Why they talk to now soon now from the dark now they talk to now soon. So dear, not to me fault to, dear, not to say now me turn the light off. Me not get chance for go begin. Oh, so
okay.
welcome to Saloon. Welcome to Saloon.
It's Doc said they don't dock and lights off lights
dock
now.
And blackout.
They don't dock and blackouts. All right. We don't know if Tunis self, we don't know if you self get lights. But anyway, make a counter you Tunis. We don't hear you waiting. Dr. Bright don't say a lot of things, and these are some of the things that we mentioned. These are things that these are discussion where they go on every day on social media, especially now, like una self don't agree to that, say people that wait there at the salon self not able for talk. So all the talk now on a social media a day, all the tank now for voice out the things that way they happen now the country in a social media a day. You know, so the conversation is more on social media, especially when things that they happen, Tunisia, they can't, they try to get you now, especially where things that they happen. We see how the mayor was treated. We see how the auditor general also was treated. And we see how plenty, even at parliament, where things that they go on, and at the parliament, even before now, we see how the conversation very, very strong on social media. But in recent times, and people are really expecting much from, parliamentary and then stand up on some of them things here. But recently, this same cyber crime bill gonna pass. All that. And we see resistance where the parliamentarians they make this time around. Are these resistance of this same way we are putting parliamentarians put the foot down? Is it because of the pressure where they get from social media? Say, we are expecting much from una, especially the political party the way they na parliament. Is it because of the pressure coming from the people or the pressure coming from social media? Now I make this time around the parliamentary and then say they put their foot down, Tunis?
I think waiting we can say where somebody don't pass mark something, where somebody don't push you to the wall so much, and they get to a point where you self not get option but for fight back. I think that we see. We don't see, we parliamentarians always don't they highlight issues, they don't they resist. But we don't see a situation wherein the ruling party parliamentarians, they always they bulldoze their way. Even when it comes to votes, which side the opposition go get majority, you go see the speaker go make pronouncements, say the nays have it. Where in most cases that is not the case. But and now the same attempt there be one for make in this case, we all been the parliaments that day. Now the same attempt there be one for make again this time, we make you see opposition party leaders and team up say no, enough is enough. And this time we'll not get for take them here, so we need for put a stop to this. And but Rachel, I want to say this. The point Usa we don't do in a salon, a very, very much risky for everybody. And we as opposition parties, they always passed to in the name of party politics.
About above the law or the rule of law. Like I say, we seen a parliament. The first thing they do, first of all, when the SLPP come into governance, now for puts Dr. Abbas Bundu, we see how that thing they unfold, and we allow as parliamentarians then for let that thing they sink in, because that's the first thing that now an attack to democracy right there, or the rule of law right there. It is very unconstitutional. So people like you say, this government will get a government will like for test. We see them test, then succeed. So people that don't know the pattern. People that understand the pattern of how the politics they play as alone. So I think people let me expect a lot from the parliamentarians at that time, from the APC, NGC, and everything at that time, for stood their ground, especially when say this was something we're very, very unlawful, and I mean the democracy of the country, one for turnover. Why at that time, anything they say from the start, they resist that particular move there. Well, we almost say that is very unconstitutional.
Well, Richard, they did. I mean, we get for give kudos to we parliamentarians. Then do all waiting the law say they for do, and waiting the standing order say they for do. Let we not forget, say, now that very day, the SLPP go petition 10 of the members of parliaments of opposition APC, where then send barrage of policemen, where go beat parliamentarians them, kick them out of parliament, drag them out of parliament in the full view of the speaker of parliament, the same speaker we talk about, then drag them out for make them able get the vote where them be need, for put a speaker we clearly go against the democratic practices all over the world. I mean, we all see in democracy, the party will get majority. Now, normally they get speaker, even if not two people and self, now in the guest speaker. We saw it in the United States recently. In the Senate, you see the Republicans just two. So then unique. But here we see gross abuse of processes. We see gross disregard of the Constitution and the very laws we establish the institutions then where we, the politicians, they aspire for occupy. So when we not get respect for the Constitution, when we not get respect for the rule of law, when we not get respect for we institutions, we degrade we country to a banana republic kind of country, which is exactly similar to what we see they happen to we country now. So, and that make you see before when we deal with the issues they are, then you say what you expect na APC or na NGC or na opposition, but all of us coming together because we don't see the dangers. All 10 plus political parties we don't come together, so we don't see the dangers, and we don't see how much if we sit down and allow them things here continue for happen, how much it go undermine with multi-party democracy, how much it go destroy with democratic institutions, and how much it go take away the basic rights where the Constitution provide for me and you as citizens of this nation. So whereas we don't see in the past with MPs that don't go through so much, you talk about the speaker in your incident, now small thing that one day, Rachel. What about 10 members of parliament elected by the people of their respective constituencies, then go use the courts after 1 year plus where election don't happen, then go use the courts for remove then 10 members of parliament and then go impose members of parliament on the people where they not elect. All around we don't raise with voices, we don't do everything, but it don't get to the point now where we see say enough is enough. We need for come together as political parties and as people of Sierra Leone for safe democracy.
For safe democracy. All right, I think said Dr. Bright don't get lights back. I will cancel you.
Generator now.
I cancel you, Madam Femi. One of the things, or one of the thing where President Bio, when he been kind of power, where he say he really want for faith, because we all know say, you know, corruption, now one thing where don't really eat the fabric of the country. Corruption don't block with developments na this na salon. Corruption don't do a lot na salon where na inputs we fucking say to this point where salon they so. So now one of the key priority of President Bio, and so far 3 years down the line, how you think say the state of the anti-corruption where now the body where they fight corruption, how you think say, how far you think say they don't go? Is there any progress, especially taking into consideration the so many corruption allegations which surround this administration, from the first lady to the president to the chief minister, where they just pull away then are foreign affairs now? How you see this whole corruption fighting by the anti-corruption so far 3 years down the line?
For me, for as long as they not affect corruption in real time, that way they be under their nose. Now we're talking. But I want can you go, Rachel, to the corruption we make we 3 can together. We 10 can together. I think we 13 safe.
10 plus, yeah.
Test where we can together. A lot talk about that corruption day. The first one I will then say, Rachel, for the one the way they some size, sometimes they don't understand, they don't really get them. Now explain and small. You say, number one, you want pull politics come up at local council election. Then, when una pull and come out the side way for day, una want put the other side. Lecturers Association, market women, Okada riders, Keke riders, students union, decide the way politics not for day. Una pack inside, una dip and pack inside. Lecturers for IPAM go public. SLPP lecturers for IPAM. Whose nonsense they will pass down there? Then the same way politics belong na local government election, una one pull and day. For public, for the one the way they listen, we go watch them. We don't know, we don't understand. They are like explain for them. Then say anybody who wants stand for able for stand. If we 50, now what 32 say we want stand, we all 50 for stand. For council, for mayor, or for chairperson. But in reality, me and you know say NEC can never able for accommodate 100% now one ballot paper. It not go possible. Somebody get for day. When I get for shortlist. How that person they go shortlist? We as COP, we just come out do sensitive. No, we come out do consultation on the consultation where them in do. When we go there now, we ask people them. Now tell them, we make a scenario. I say, imagine say, na me be win the election. Now na me then a power, na me then a state house. And they look me as waiting the president say, Uda is sabi, Uda elect, Uda I know, now they give position. So you go down fair one in party, you don't put and say, bra, now you na commissioner, now you the shifter, the one the way forget symbol. For them at the ballot paper, for let them go choose them for council. It has pleased His Excellency. When that person they don't sit up and that power don't the power don't put and they. It they begin shift down now. Look you. John Koroma, you asabi you. When me papa die, now you not been give me money for the burying. You been keep me girlfriend. That person now becomes corrupt. Who that get money? Who that get influence to? Who that get power? Now they obey. So if go they look person we qualify so for council seats, so God they not go get them. So why una want for inject a whole dose of corruption into a process? It is not perfect. Political parties will agree, say it's not perfect. But by removing political parties, are you making that system better or worse? Then they not stop there. Then say, follow you be councillor, now you forget 3 credits per WASC. The pardon forget say, now we pass 4% of we now pass na salon WASC, 4% now pass. Then say you forget 3 credits per WASC. Follow you before stand. Local elections, local. Then at the grassroots, the man when I then they sleep and wake na the ward. You say you forget 3 credits. For mayor and chairperson, you forget college degree. But
so in other words, you try for say they want for disenfranchise certain group of people then.
Yes, but wait me lad on. The
Okay.
story is sweet past so.
Okay.
For BMP, member of parliament, the lawmakers, the overseers, you only need to read and write and understand English. And for be president, you only need for qualify for BMP. You follow me, eh?
I follow you. And I believe so a lot of people themselves they follow this thing here. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So the biggest big fool in can be MP or be president.
Mm-hmm.
So the clever one then a mayor. And the
local councillor, yeah.
And the councillors, yes, man, then get 3 credits, minimum 3 credits. Where una they make that law day? Where una they write them? Say una they put inside that booklet. I say shame on the consultant. I know they talk about the international consultant too. I know they talk about Andy. The local consultant, the minister of local government, you know them. Then una they like give people and say una consult people then. We don't go ask people the upline. So man no yegi but one day. When we can't explain and like how I explain and to you, so we say, well, who are they in favor? The one know where they are at the room, they do the consultation. So the question is not to inject corruption with all una sense una yayopin. Una want inject corruption into the process. Then you dey try for tell you say you dey fight corruption. Now what talking, man? When they campaign for corruption, first one, now what talking? Now what talking? As Dr. Bright say, the arata don't beat say, don't eat the puss. The puss is dead.
So, Dr. Bright, I want to go to, okay, we don't lost Tunis. He been saying he want for go breaking fast, they come back. But talking about corruption, where Madam Femi don't highlight, so then on one side, hold on, then on one side, you know, where you talk about you want for, you know, compromise the whole electoral process. Well, what about the other corruption that was surround this government here? So, and we don't see say much has not been done, or we're not satisfied with the whole thing, how the anti-corruption, they address the corruption cases there so we surround the present administration.
Make a talk about how this year begin. When the government come, the first thing they do, then go around, then say, then get one thing they call GTT bar, then go around for go find out, you know, waiting will not happen in the past. Then get in front of the chief minister. Nain have been the chairman for that transition day. When they present a transition report, they present them to president, then say, then discover egregious, then use some big word, egregious corruption at the country. And say because transition day. When they present a transition report, they present them to president side. One from Nigeria, one from Ghana. Okay, we'll talk about the other aspect then, because the one from Nigeria, the story we hear about I don't know if na corruption if can't find on our own business campaign, but anyway, then we'll go forget about that side. But anyway, When they present the report, they say they discover a lot of corruption, and then the government, they make the white paper, they say some people they're guilty of corruption or whatever. But this is not the corruption of yesterday. So we observe now, we say, there are so they don't come on, they really come for fight corruption. And they're so effective for fight the corruption of yesterday. One time, the Auditor General in report come out, I think for 2018. Now the Auditor General say, this corruption I not done it to. In fact, it don't want now safe. And then find out almost, I think, 140 something billion leons we unaccounted for. So people then begin ask questions. We all begin ask questions. They say, I'm gonna say the fight corruption. Why una they mismanage the funds them in this country? So the next one will come out 2019, 170 something. In fact, billion. In fact, the thing they increase. Then the icing on the cake now. Now that bobo Cherno, which Cherno in Africanist press go begin find out now. See, a lot of things and they happen. We involve right inside the presidency, because under the presidency you get two. I don't know what you go call it now. Offices that within the presidency. One at the office of the first lady. The other one,
office of
the other one at the chief minister's office. All they under the presidency. Now in them begin pull something them, some kind of money with them they spend and everything. You see, there are two things here. You know, when they're not able for contradict anything where the Africanist press say. They're not able for contradict anything. The only thing they tell you is they say no to corruption. Now, waiting they try for talk, we then say no to corruption. Then say, well, that money we finance pay or that finance been pay out. Now money we then pay out and all the papers them incorrect, we then pay them out. So it just tell like say them people are so, they look like some kind of full man there now this country. Where we stupid will not understand what they talk. Because you go spend up to $6 million. You go tell me say now for travel and for PR for the country, for go make the country image look fine. Now you go spend. People in Sudan then they die with angry. You not call on corruption, you see, because the paperwork incorrect. You go spend over 200 million, or I don't know almost said, because the money don't confuse with self with them spend no seriously, you have for country money then. Yes. No, where the furniture for that office.
Oh, okay.
We then spend for buy furniture for that office. Whose kind waste they sit on and then kind chair them they wait for cost that much. None of that, you know, they picking the die na cottage for want of because generator not they work. People then for understand the reason why they talk so. Not because they go tell you say they say a political capital now one for good. When you talk on behalf of the people, they say because now for political capital, but then they refuse for see the thing. Go na hospital. Now hospital yeah just the other day. They say they not pay the people where they collect dirty. So then scatter the dirty in the place. Now the same country, now you go here, person go spend almost 100 million for buy furniture for let them sit down. So it's painful for the people of the country. And a few of we don't step with feet forward for talk about this in our country. We don't know what thing will happen to we, because the way they behave now is like now a police state. Now the one for making this country. For them, we're not going able for talk. We're not for free for talk. If you see the lie. Then sit down. I mean, it is so obvious that the way they spend the money. Now, me don't know this trip to Lebanon, they will have to explain. I still they wait for explanation as to waiting really having this thing, and almost really the country then spend, because they say now, as soon as you get attacked, they say no, not to government money then spend. So
this is why we're saying whether the anti-corruption really effective when it comes to fighting corruption, as the president will promise Sierra Leoneans.
Okay, let me show you now. Let me answer your question. Let's show you how effective they be. When it concerns the former regime, they are extremely effective. But when it concerns the current regime, look how they behave. I'll give you an example, just one example. Then thief 49,000 bags of rice. 49,000 bags of rice. Where the Chinese government give for them picking them, for can support the so-called free quality education. 49,000 bags of rice, 9 loss. Anti-corruption took the case. You know, then took the case, then say, well, they can't go find the culprits then. Then go to, then go na court. They make the, then sack, no, they not sack the minister, then pull the minister first, then pull, I think, 2 or 3 other civil servants there. I'm all glad to say, but then don't begin to take action. Guess what? By the time they make up, anti-corruption don't come back, then say, well, the case we don't lose the case because we not get enough evidence. They don't get enough evidence. They don't get enough evidence, but the bag, 49,000 bags still lost. So the minister don't go back, they don't go in position, the other people don't go back, they don't go sit down and everything. Then don't forget, fail. We know there ain't nothing but Andy. Me say, from that moment, the anti-corruption for stop for work because they don't lost their credibility. From that moment, then for stop for work. If you're not able for fend, what happened to 49,000 bags of rice, whose other corruption will go fend for me? I don't want to hear anything. And I had to go tell them because Monday we'll get meeting with them. And we'll go tell them that. If they're not able for tell we what happened to the 49,000 bags of rice, we don't have for hear you one word again. We don't care to hear anything that they have to say about anything. That means they're not able. When they tell and say, for go investigate about a first lady, they say, then they go pick speed force, they say, well, let's go check 14 years before we come. When they been come with the Biobele for investigate this, nobody not been telling us, let them go to Samilton, go start with Samilton, my guy will for come before. So you find out that the comportment of the Anti-Corruption Commission, you know, one thing very interesting is that then people they are so pass them get for kill we no more. Some of you don't so pass them kill we, but we don't care anymore because this country now we all get them. Something not they direct something na grass field. We're not busy again because they're not going to turn we to some kind of full man them. We sit down, we country they go to waste. Then they do it in the one for do, as if to say nobody know for check them. You not get right for talk to them. Why? Because people put them in that position. Even the people who vote for themselves, they don't begin fed up with them. But
so before I cancel, Madam Femi, I want to make you also throw light on this issue, Dr. Bright. Couple of days ago, be 1 year where that incident take place now, Pademba Road Correctional Center. And a lot of people raised concern on that day, a lot of Sierra Leoneans there, because I mean, if you're not directly involved, if you're not directly affected, you might be indirectly affected. You go no famble and famble where, you know, where the post itself die, you know, just like that's Naparemba Road. And from the figures the whole year, he said even more, the official figure where the it's not that. There is more people in die. And from what the government say, then they investigate and they look into some of them killings here, because plenty killings that don't take place in these 3 years when the government don't come inside.
Yeah.
And they said they will look into this killing at Parema Road Correctional Center. And it's 1 year now. We not see anybody take responsibility. We not see that not all anybody, nobody not accounts for anything will happen. And the families are just there. Is it concerning for this country, like you said, the way the country they go? I mean, we are all concerned. So I want to make you throw light on that side quickly before I talk to Madam Femi.
Like how you talk to, you know, if not your brother or sister die, you know, go able to understand. And Crew then get one parable and say, even Boko Kunu self within a wife, you get owner. So when people when it involve the loss of life, we get for taken seriously. Me, if me been in a government, I will feel very uncomfortable for them thing and the. I don't know how I go to sleep in a net. That 14-year-old bobo will then kill na Tom Kolimba for that election. Today, nobody don't know what happened, who that shoot, who that not shoot. So now they made a go start to from that Tom Kolimba. Other one they will don't be. But for come now, fast forward to this one at Pademba Road. They get one thing they call human rights. That means say you pull, you na papa, you na minister, you na president, you na all get some rights as mortal man. So even if you're a prisoner,
right,
you don't make mistake. You don't make mistake, then go lock you up. You self na mortal man. But for let your life go so, enough for be. Well, we will sit on the also, then go fire. We hear beaucoup thing. How they say na prison break, or then want for go free somebody, or waiting and call beaucoup thing we hearing. But we've been get for understanding and supposed for do some investigation, we then go reports to we. I don't know if I don't read that report, but me not read it, unfortunately. So today we don't know, in fact, how many people die at that place. Because even we get for understand, even some, then say some prison warden them, what are they? Safe been die. I don't know. Nobody don't know. Nobody know you talk about that. Instead of that, we celebrate independence with the gladdy. So Jaman then they up here and then they dance. Say anybody we can mistake them will fire. Everything they go on. But God did. Some people then feel say God don't abandon me, but I not feel say God don't abandon this country. The hour go fit clock. We pray, let God keep we all alive. You know, one thing we as Sierra Leoneans we get for do, and for continue for the pray for country, because now we did so we don't count him out before. Look Femi under, look me. We go family. We go people already behind we. So then they afraid for we, because we then see the situation and say, when I don't craze, But there comes a time when people and therefore come together and stand up. Now make we don't form this consortium. So if now we na the Sarah.
Amen.
These are very, very strong words from you, Doc, in the sense that I mean it's sad coming from political partisan, where, like I say, from time immemorial, when it comes to party politics, sometimes you guys don't see eye to eye. But it's sad. It takes this time for me to come together and say, you know what? These times are not ordinary times for Sierra Leone and for Sierra Leoneans. Let we just, let me put we ego. Doc, you unmute your hand.
It
Yeah,
don't
you want to say something?
It don't reach the point now where we don't see the ship is sinking. The country they sink. It has never been this bad, in my own opinion. I'll not tell you lie. So if we not get sense, we will get sense now. So not to say before they make you APC, me they make you they make you UP,
well,
they make
sometime this week, may somebody we get discussion where they talk about NTI. I will say, Salomon and quick for forgetto. They talk now by the time they say Jacob TI, they don't forget about all NTI now. You know, once they get the t-shirt and cap, now for go dance. But anyway, like you say, if we not land now, then I don't know who's them against Salongo land. But make I cancel you, Madam Femi. When you see how Dr. Brightstone highlights some of the money there, and some of the money there will also be knowing what you know about the corruption cases them, where, like you always say, in real time, where they happen at the country with this administration. And we see most of the institutions, them, especially the health sector, people, then they die of curable disease. Disease where we're able to address as a country. People are dying. You go to the medical stores, medicine, the ordinary medicine, the common medicine, the one we all go find the medical store and salon. It's not there. And you're not possibly coming from a medical background and you understand more, past even Dr. Bright, you know, within this consortium. How you feel, you know, especially even as a woman, because we see our cottage, when are they buckle up them politicians and are they come out, now they burn them. And this time they are neglecting that very, very cottage hospital, not to call it cottage hospital. As a woman, how you feel about this whole thing at the health sector?
No, then they go on for convince, we say then they work. The president actually been given award. So that ministry, the health, education, and me no know other one. He actually give them an award. And me, I still, now COVID make us slow down safe. I still they do medical outreach. Rachel, what we they see in Freetown now just the tip of the iceberg. In terms of the medical catastrophe, where they be under we time, under we watch. Where the hospitals are not, they're not even can near safe for address the needs of the people. Person the broken foot. If they look not hospital, they work a passer, they go upline, go to Siman for go fix in fracture. Why? Because the last fracture where they fix at the hospital, the person in foot rotting, they end up get for cut and come out. So we're not there near, but waiting at the conversation where would they hear? Then they learn all I tell you, it can bother me. Waiting with the president to talk about diagnostic center. We never care. Now we fight malaria, typhoid. Now we fight pandemic first. We get over 300,000 cases of hernia. So many hernia is so massive. You get for tired with Nkincha. They don't get the money. Forget the operation. You dey see 60-year-old, 80-year-old, 10-year-old, 21-year-old men we get hernia we cannot afford the operation. And nowadays, we know they see them massive ship they will be in a country. I don't know when last. Who they get that one the way they cancel you for we, they do 2-3 operations for we. How long? Then you want to go build, I don't understand, diagnostic center for cure waiting.
So in other words, you try to say the
misplaced priorities.
The hospital there and the facility or the things that will get now that the health sector, the government need for work on them, they one and they force and give them the equipment the way they need rather than for go start new one.
First of all, fix waiting dump well. Let waiting day begin for run effectively. No go build big diagnostic center na John growth or Lanzend, me no side the one go pina. The doctor that you beat the doctor then force you beat them. When then complain say the hospital doctor you they catch the you knock them. And you're talking about a diagnostic center. Are you dreaming? What planet are you on? You're not able to fix malaria, DMV, diarrhea, and vomiting. You're not able to fix an as alone. You they talk about a beg ya. Then you, the minister, you, the people that are power, they talk about dialysis center. Where you want to talk about dialysis center for let people and collect by you. Now the two privately owned, $100 per dialysis treatment. Now you they take bluff. I beg go fence silent you pack yourself. Yeah, big. When you ready for talk about health, you they put money under your staff, you put money under your equipment. Today I go down bay. I go shape small Lily and Natingi. One is staff the mosque. I meet one bubble ledom na one place. Malaria. Now ask the man where we all go with na CHW where they walk down there. I say, Mr. Suleiman, I say, malaria medicine not then at the clinic. It's anti-fem who see a last. Who see a last and supply we and malaria medicine supposed to be free.
Yeah.
So before you they go challenge.
So in other words, we don't have even the basics we don't have.
So what I'm saying is focus on the basics. Focus on your staff. Focus on your broken equipment that litters the entire Connaught hospital. For do ordinary blood test, you get for go private. For do X-ray, na money. For go do this. Let we fix what we get. Let we put an under the medical staff the way they did. Therefore, now they go and beat you. Imagine permanent X-ray plus deputy minister 1, 2, or 3, or 4, or 6, or 8, or 18. They go beat doctor. And then you're telling us that you're providing healthcare services? Are you joking?
Okay, Madam Femi, like you say, from what we see, it's like the basics are even not readily available for the people of Sierra Leone, which is very, very sad because this is not the things they want to hear from Sierra Leoneans them, and even from the investigation they want to do now, the hospital and safe. From first-hand information, say some of them things are not even available at the medical store. The basics not available. So I think say like you rather say the government need for focus on the things that what we get now and build on them and make them really, really functional before they get into all the bigger things.
And I tell you, I understand say even the cost recovery. Let me get cost recovery in a Connaught. I understand say they don't privatize them. Now one private pharmacy. Now basically they run cost recovery. Now I think something now one closet. Now they don't go give them now. So even the system, then you know they pay the cleaner. Una know they pay the cleaning team. You say you privatize them. Then what are the wardens doing? Una get the porters there all day. You say you don't privatize them. Una not pay them for nearly 1 year.
So all right, so, I won't come to Doc, but we just hear it from Femi, Madam Femi Claudius Colwyn, the leader and the chairperson of the Unity Party. This and then we also get Yaya Tunis, but himself now also represent the APC party, but it just go breaking fast. And we also get Dr. Dennis Bright, when the leader and founder of the NGC party, where they all then also today for talk about the reason or the formation of the consortium. Like I said, this is not the first time in history of Sierra Leone political party then they come together. This like Dr. Bright said, this water don't pass Gary. It really don't pass Gary for make everybody, because me no say political party and then they see yeah when you come to that, because all my one forgets your own grounds. but all man puts in guard down and say, you know, waiting they happen at the country. So these are really, really extraordinary times. So in order to save the face and the fabric of Sierra Leone, we have to come together and form this consortium. And then don't they try for do plenty things then. They don't present paper invitation for later and get discussion with the president. And according to what Madam Femi say, they say they don't get any word, it's concrete word for saying the president say, okay, we will see so time. The president not give them no what it's with all the paper they would not present more than 4 position paper and they not one word from President Bio, according to Madam Femi. Make a come to Dr. Bright. Now we talk about the recent happenings, the 60th anniversary, you know, where all man they talk about from last week. Is it last week? In fact, this week.
This week where they done
the
so.
60th, this week where they done so. I mean, you know, people like they lost track because every day things happen. Every day things happen. By the time they unfold this one, other thing don't come. So it's a lot going on right now in Salone. But tomorrow we'll talk about the Dr. Brian, we'll talk about the 60th anniversary, independence anniversary of Salome. A lot of people and some they say there's nothing to show for it. Some people they say, well, for celebrate. And one of the things that will really touch me, it's for see young people. I see picture, I see video, I cry. I've never seen young people with chains. With chain at the neck, chain at the foot. These are all artistic expression of how they feel about the country. These are all artistic image there of what's in their mind, what's in their mind. And these are young people. These are the leaders of tomorrow. These are the leaders of tomorrow. For me, I see all kind of pictures. Some people they're crying. It's so pathetic. And me no one they see for Mommy Bono. I don't know. Inside Salone, when we get independence, we see all that kind of images, very disturbing images of young people then. They express how they feel at this point in time. And is it very concerning for you or for the country, Dr. Bright?
You know, Rachel, thank you very much. This is a good program because basically they succeed for make we come out of we self and express we self. You are doing very well, and I congratulate you for that.
Thank you.
Now, with regard to the younger people in our country, it is clear, you know, that we get a serious predicament, and that it asks for no usai the young people and go day in the future based on the sort of things and way they happen to them now. So then NCSF don't realize, but there's something more serious about the younger people. And down there, I think say me don't work with youth them for a long time. In fact, now me work with youth, with young people, and I come into politics. Now that they mean see where they work with young people in our salon, then do make inside when the work been done in 2002 for be a government minister for youth and sports. The problem we get with young people is that most of them, they not even know anything better than waiting than they see now. Very few of them don't get the opportunity to go elsewhere for go know how other young people on the other side, the kind of life, quality of life we then get. They not get the benefit of comparison. So who's hiding they? Then just get a feeling almost say things are not good, but they don't know how bad things are. Because now that they don't born inside. Now that they don't see from where they're small. You understand? I'll give you an example. Where they talk about their exam malpractices, you know, exam malpractices there. Now I begin to try for investigate and find out I mean, waiting really day at the bottom of how bad is this problem? So I talked to one Bobo, we now family friend in Pekin, where I foresee in family consider as one of my own Pekin. One day, I asked me, we get a conversation on this, and I asked me, say, Doc, he said, for say, not true say, during on our own term, una been able for study and go sit without una no pay, give small money to the lecturer for organize, or una no spy, una be actually able for go sit exam without una no spy, or una no go pay somebody for epuna. Now that time I come to the realization that the destroy we don't destroy young people them, not to just what would inflict on them, the suffering would inflict on them, but even the mindset has been corroded to the extent that they don't get a sense of right or wrong, what is good or what is bad. They get a problem for capture, for understand. If like we were in a position, so somebody can ask me, say, I want you assist me. That assist with you. So basically, it is like just to do something illegal. Hey, Papa, I want you assist me small. Watch no more. Wait till the action for do something we wrong. We know they according to the rules. So we young people them, where we get, how you go able to reprogram them so that then come points where then go no say, okay, I did do bad thing, but now bad thing I did do. I get a sense of what is right. So when you get a whole generation, when not get a sense of what is right or what is wrong, we are in trouble.
Well, you don't think now the awareness not there for me to come out strongly on that day and show and express how they feel about Salone? You don't think say that self don't come to some realization?
Oh yes, of course. I mean, of course they no say things bad for them. Because what you they talk about now, that's even an angry day. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Angry. People, hunger is a reality in Sierra Leone. We don't prove them. And if person come meet you, they tell you, say, dear, give me a small thing, I want to go buy food. Invariably, not to lie, they lie. It just not get them. So they realize them. And when then they go out, like Femi don't talk about hospital. So young people then they're afraid for go hospital now. Then they go there. Me, I don't meet one person who in foot the rot himself. Down there, I should see them the cutter. In foot the rot in, ask her. I say, why una sit down, you sit down the una waiting a call, go hospital, they're not able to answer. I told them, I can't go hospital. Go reach hospital. Now young person, go reach hospital. As we reach the first person will meet with one for Kaipui. Say, una for buy this, una for buy that, una for buy this. The list of things that we say for buy. The people that we go, they not get 2,000 at them pocket safe. They go tell them all the things for go buy this, go buy that. Now one of them come meet me, tell me, say, Doc, say you see the reason why we not the Canadian place here. That was serious. For a young person, for the tell we say, we know the Canadian place here. A government hospital. Is the reason why we know the Canadian place there? So this the problem of young people now. I think they don't begin aware now. They don't begin waiting in the pan. But we get a lot of work for do yet. We have a lot of work for do yet.
I think so.
On the mentality as well. Because politics is corruption. So if you go put them right now at the same place, they will be corrupt as well. Because there is a brain surgery we will get for do and the young people them through no fault of theirs, where the only thing they don't know na corruption. But it's Naimeka the talk say, if we really want for change this country, we all get for come together. Like how this consortium don't carry the talk in a historic thing. Yes. Now reason make it become historic. Because we don't discover, say, something has to be done. And for God's sake, we cannot leave our country to rot in this way. So we pray God that how we don't come together so the country, generally the people who they listen to in a salon, whether they abroad or not, then go understand, say, the hour don't reach for let we save we country from we self. The hour don't reach, for instance, for let political leaders 60 years. 60 years. Now in this country don't depend. Halaki. I think the time don't come for the political leaders then. Let we draw a line now and let we reconnect with the people. And where would they reconnect with the people? Honestly, we all for come together and apologize to the nation.
Yes.
We should apologize to our people for what we have done to them. And I know they see this for politics. At the same time, let it be recorded in history that I said that the hour has come. If any change get for be, not only we for change we serve as political, but we should change our relationship with the ordinary people of our country. We have to apologize to them for what has been done to them.
Wow. I mean, with what you they talk and what Madam Femi said they talk, I believe say Sierra Leoneans the way they watch this program and me safe way then I also and they get small hope. Because right now we hopeless. Sierra Leoneans are hopeless. A lot of Sierra Leoneans want like you say where they enjoy, but the bulk of Sierra Leoneans are hopeless. Like you rightly say, because not to just the present government, the past. You know, they don't come, they don't above the minds of our youth. Like I said just now, by the time they say election, then they go get a t-shirt and cap back. And you see them on the streets, clapping and jumping and celebrating, campaigning, forgetting what's in it, you know, confuse their brains. So I'm really there in line with you when you talk about politicians or political parties coming together and apologize to the people of Sierra Leone, especially with young people there, because their mindsets need for do brain, like you say, brain surgery by some of their mindsets, because that's the only way they know. Now that way they don't grab up, now that way they don't see, and that's the only way they know. So we have a lot to do, and you also as a consortium or as a political party, una self get a lot for do, because now waiting we self see una they do. Like we don't take this bold step. This is very historic, and a lot of people then commend una for that. I must confess, a lot of people then commend una for that, for taking this bold step. We not say you know for easier, because even on a salon for let you talk on a problem now, like we all acknowledge that we all don't agree in a certain situation. Big rights on a salon for let you talk na problem. So we commend you now for come together and put politics aside, saying, you know what, we have to fight for the soul of Sierra Leone. We have to fight for the democracy of Sierra Leone. And we not afford for see una people and they suffer. The young people are suffering, and una sit down and make politics and political party. So people commend una for that. The only thing I don't for counter that side, because we don't see usai people and then a parliament, then kingdom tie, they wear money business kind side, or take different position. So I'm going to come to that, but I just want for them we just deal with the independence issue where most people, Serenians, them, were worried about or where they cry about. I want for council. First of all, Madam Femi and Dr. Bright, were you guys invited? Were you part of the official, commemoration?
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
They invite me party.
They invite me party. They give one invitation.
They invite on a party.
They not invite me. They not invite me as a person, but they invite with party. Then they are not go lie. Yeah.
Yes. They invite me to party.
All right, I get me reason for asking. Because we see I for make Tunis respond to this, but at the same time, we're all the part of the consortium now. So, and I believe some all share the same views and the same values. That's why you guys came together. So people them have mixed feeling about the way they invite former presidents and it's by Koma. And now some of the interviews them where President Biodu, although one is say President Komano to Impadi, why them for be Padi, but I think it be also correct that now the town hall where they do what is say President Komana is statesman, so he has to be treated as such, which is good. But the way when we see the whole thing play out now, this very, very big anniversary, we'll get 60 year, where we see letter from former President Koma say last minute, less than a day, invitation verbally, and even send the letter less than a day invitation. Was that a statement? Statesmanship that one day the Twitter was he really treated like a statesman in the interest of peace and national cohesion. Dr. Bright, I want to go with you first before Madam Femi Sef throw light for that issue.
Well, we understand by waiting come from the former president in office, they now receive invitation, but now call and call them apparently.
Oh, you know, receive the invitation
5 o'clock.
Okay.
No, I think maybe that one you go there and see call and call them, around 5 o'clock. One thing I can tell you is that sometimes, the incompetence of we administrators then can cause problems as well. So it's quite possible that sometimes the government not to sit and sit down, say no for invite them on time, but they want the way at the work that.
But you don't think say if they get a mix of that committee day, probably it's just the government. If you don't think say if they get a mix of different political parties, therefore come inside that committee day for send out invitation. I mean, one person will say, we don't have former President Kuma. I mean, one person must remember.
Down the way they talk so. Now, futuristic Sierra Leone, now they talk about so. Futuristic Sierra Leone.
Not Star Wars.
Forget committee, where they plan independence, then if you can get opposition party, then you don't do. Not a futuristic, that's Star Wars.
I'm just saying, just a mix so that, like you said, all them things are not going to happen. You want to say they will forget, they will so overwhelmed with everything that
but
they forget.
But Rachel, even if they're not been getting mixed up, you understand me? Even if they're not been getting mixed up, if they've been serious about certain things, then for no say that are one of the first people with them for them contact and for let at least the minimum of how then they organize, you understand, the whole thing. That kind of respect I feel say them supposed for them as an immediate past president. Not to say for just invite them, they will tell him that we are inviting so and so people to come, and this is our plan. Just give them updates of that kind of thing. Now, so decent, civilized democracy then supposed for function. But no, I mean, And me, I dig against this idea of CFC. Now for just send them a card for invite them. You know, I think it's too minimal.
It needs to be briefed. It needs to be briefed.
Yes. I mean, some basic things then they where you do na the country, where you brief them for say, okay, this is what we're doing. You don't need for waiting a call if he care for give an opinion or an experience, then that's up to him. But at least there's that.
I mean, this was huge. This is not big Salon 60.
Yes,
this was huge.
But then,
like we always say, personally, I think
you can't believe it that we get some friend that we then expand my with the man go and say, but in spite of that, if I go, that means I go invite a president by phone.
Okay, what do you think? What's in your opinion? What's in your personal opinion? Knowing what you know, considering the political tension within the country, what's in your opinion? Because myself, though, either side they say, regardless, and it's come for common and post and just go that function.
No, I'm not get any personal opinion about what in an Escoma go do. But if me not be an Escoma, obviously I'm not.
What I'm saying. This is what
I'm saying. I would go. Come on. I mean, there is a minimum that you can allow. You know, the destruction or the lowering of standards. Now we country. Now one of the tragedies them where we don't experience in recent times. Standards them, they don't fall so much that people are ready to accept anything. But me not feel safe, maybe in the position and for go.
So if you be in a position, you know for go.
No, wait till you go friend. I mean, how can you call me? I mean, I'm head of state for God's sake. How can you just call me by phone? You know, and tell me say independence. That in fact, one of the major events them now the calendar of this country, national calendar. And you cannot just call me that way. Look, honestly, even if me not been pauper, let them be honest with themselves. This is the limit.
And take responsibility. Yeah.
They should. They don't come.
Yeah, Dr. Yes. One thing that I noticed, this is just my own opinion or personal things they want me to see around when it comes to the bio administration. It's like most of the times they're not one for take responsibility as a government. And that's not one thing where the Hamburg we governments in us alone, especially what me they see so now. When una not did the needful, una take responsibility and move on and make the changes or make amends moving forward. But anything that is not good, that is not bad, or that is bad, then they put up the previous administration. But when it's good, they want to take the praise for that. And I don't think that that's how we should they should govern the country. That's not just my own. You know,
no. I mean that even we say if we they work in the opposition, we can tell you that this government not they make error. They're not to get any mistake. They're not able to come out and say, I don't make an error. You know, they're not to do them. Then get one group, I can call them Vuvuzela, the Vuvuzela. We now the strategic communications, which they call. As soon as they don't form, so stop, they don't send people and go to media for good defend. But you know, ever you they come out and say, look, we had and we made an error, a mistake in procedure, and we are willing to correct it because it's perfect. No human being is perfect.
Take responsibility, especially of what happens.
Exactly. Especially in, for instance, like in this thing also, I know say some public servant or official, he go don't say, but yeah, he go take up on himself, not to see them tell them all. Just like then security, we've been go off where they go for go up. I don't believe that somebody upstairs did angle give them
so
instruction. Go the instruction, say, now go whap them all. No, them don't take up on themselves now, say, if I do this, the people go glad for me. Somebody wait for write that letter or for contact that party, just say, well, forget what on the bar, we see the conference to say.
So before I come to Madam Femi, I want to move on because we have some things that I want to deal with before we wrap up. Do you think it was a deliberate attempt?
Deliberate?
No, me personally, I don't feel say the top brass then sit down decide, low call them at 5 o'clock. I don't feel so. Okay. Then go down bungle up, the administration don't bungle up and waiting and call. But it go then kind of thing and when anything and they happen, this kind of government, not the commots can say, well, now bungle and bungle up. They won't do that. No, they go find all kind of explanation. But I don't think they sat down and decided that this is what we are going to do for make the park go vex. Or I don't feel so.
Okay, Madam Femi,
let's be fair.
Okay, I take that. Madam Femi, make a come to you. We still on the 60th and we can wrap up because, like I say, this is something very, very important to all Sierra Leoneans. That we see how people express themselves that day. If you go on social media, if you're not possibly on the social media, or even the WhatsApp group, you see a lot of pictures, a lot of comments, and all of that. Say there's nothing to celebrate about and all of that, and taking into consideration the civil unrest within the country, the political tension and all of that in the country. Do you think this now be a missed opportunity for the government where the former president Soyo Bukam or the stakeholders them as a political party they not able to attend this ceremony? Like I said, the former president self not able to come. Do you think it was a missed opportunity for this government in the interest of peace and national cohesion for let we show the outside world say, yes, I mean, even if we have our own differences, but there's something more bigger than than we differences where they bring me together. Do you think it was a missed opportunity?
So what you try for say you want call monkey babu? Monkey na monkey, babu na babu. Most missed opportunity. This is the MO. This is the method of operation. It don't be this way from the get-go. This is exactly how they roll. This government not be symbol. Nobody in not be symbol nothing. Even their missteps, they don't see as missteps. And when Dr. Bright they tell you about the incident na Parliament, it went further than what he's explaining. Apart from the one we can wag finger in his face, you get the woman and the cheerleaders them. Then they would have beat a whole gang of them. This is how they roll. They're not be seen. He was probably more disappointed when Guinea president no come than the lack of cohesion. He probably be seen where boy in self no come. This is a government that really does not give a damn. They don't give a damn what you think. They don't give a damn what we think. They don't give a damn what the people think. And as you're closing to rounding up, the one thing where me they continue for preach na Salonis, the battle.
I got two more questions for I round up.
You know round up it, eh? Yeah. So the main thing when me get for tell people today I go market, I go Kuto Road market. As soon as I pack my car, that me paddy where they sell salad, tomatoes, and cucumber. He approached me motoka. He said, "Mommy, una thank you." He said, "Me, I mean, not talk say me, another register, another vote, me, I not busy again." He said, "But una thank you." He said, "Mommy, it's Rangao." She spent another 5 minutes. He said, "Thing for it, man." He said, "Thing for it, don't one problem." He said, "Una thank you." So for we on part, when we see monkey, we they call her monkey. When we see babu, we they call him babu. we're going to call things out. We call them out. We go draw attention to their missteps. And Rachel, we don't forget about the census. So, COP, one other problem where we really debate now this census. All man don't know now open secret. What the SLPP wants now for take the number, then ben and then put an apport them well. Why una one rush we into census? Where no one do una due diligence? You talked about inclusive. Why can we not participate in the process? Una one maker now, una go cook and bienos, una cook and then una can tell we now say all of a sudden the population of place stronghold A, B, and C will explode for justification. For now, una go increase the number of constituencies, increase the number of districts. We are going to call them out. If not an honest process, we're free of any form of corruption, of manipulation, let us do a census where we are all part and party to it. So nobody know they cry foul. Where we all they participate. You know we are not ready, but you want to rush it. The question is why?
Why? Okay, well, now the question, like you say, the question is why. But una as a political party and also as a consortium, like you say, una no go relent, una will continue to put up the resistance and take the necessary approach. And we know say Sierra Leoneans, a lot of Sierra Leoneans are solid behind una. We watch una what una they do, they follow una what una they do and see how things they go. But I want for like I say, as I close, I get like two questions and we other question inside quickly. Dr. Bright, from all waiting, we don't talk here so today, and also knowing what you know, especially at this time. What's your assessment of President Bio administration in terms of governance and the rule of law? I see the question.
Now the question we ask me.
I see the question.
Yes. Now the question you ask me is very difficult. Why I say difficult? Because I can like for be fair, in my assessment of things, me not like for just condemn and oppose for oppose sake. But this government they give it difficulty, even for we intend for be fair and honest. The government they give it difficulty for even talk something we will say balanced. Because when you talk, you just tell like say you oppose them. But I believe the government don't miss the opportunity for unite this country. The first thing I will say, they don't miss a great opportunity for bringing this country come together because of the vindictiveness we then come in with. And we no say we on party, na party we can always attack APC and SLPP. We call them Alasan and Alusain. That's what we call them. We say they are also then similar than FIBA. That's what we call them. But this government wouldn't come, we get the opportunity for at least make the institutions then work. One thing we pull salon na the judiciary. That institution they wait and left for like rotting and continue for rotting. Now you make all things they pull. If you get 10 people in parliament, when are the only one then that way they not vote for, apart from the paramount chief then. Paramount chief says now vote for it. But you get 10 people that we sit on the inside parliaments now, we're not going to vote for. How you go get a member of parliament where not to vote now input and day? Now because of the judiciary. And if you get the speaker who you get we right now, you ask anybody, then go doubt the legitimacy. And because of the judiciary. What if tomorrow a new government come? Then can look the process we they use for constitute this parliament and find out say that process it was very irregular. What if a new government come? They can find out say this parliament illegal by its very, very composition. But how they come inside? What to trouble don't get so all the law and do with them don't pass. You see the governance aspects now. Government also lost an opportunity where they feel say any way they say the previous government do, then for improve on, because anything we talk, then they tell you say not to begin now. In fact, an APC will begin now.
No, but why? So why then call a new direction? So does it mean that because if APC we don't do this, so then safe with the dinner power, they will do the same thing or even more?
Yeah. I mean, but you see, the new direction now by word of mouth. They say they get a new direction, but maybe the direction self a new.
But the direction self a new direction because no one sees direction is.
Yes, the extent to which they go.
There's a new direction.
It's a new direction. You know, means in the correct direction. But anyway, let me tell you, I want to say something to you, Rachel. I was a member of SLPP. In fact, I act as Secretary General for the Western region, and I became a minister for 5 years in the SLPP. But I can tell you that I don't recognize my party, that party, anymore, the party I've been belong to.
I just want, Doc, before you continue, you just take the word out of my mouth because the next question I will ask you is, the SLPP you know then, and is it the SLPP now that is ruling or Pow? Do you guys share the same value of the SLPP and the Pow? Can you compare and contrast?
Astagfirullah. We didn't see difference. The SLPP will maybe join. Now a party we respect seniority, we respect wisdom, respect age, we intelligence. Now they play a great role. We did against violence. We did against that kind of immorality. Not to say you know a bad person they will, but honestly, the values and the principles they guide with. I felt so comfortable when I was a member of the SLPP. But when we left the SLPP, I come out now because of what I see. But people they ask me why you go left your party. But now I think they don't see. I think they don't see for themselves now the reason why people like me be left. We still get people like myself, we still do. They don't get the mind. They don't get the mind for commodity. But then they suffer in silence as they see this power don't capture the party. Now the name no what they use, but it's a completely different setup. And
wow,
between me and you, I mean, apart from the people who they benefit, we can defend them to the end. Then they use fear and intimidation. Now then they use on anybody way they against them. Not to just people away they out of the party, even the one way they inside the party. Now fear and intimidation then they use. Now like terror, you know. So we they talk about governance, this party in governance. And I can tell you now, say, it's a shame, but the president been get an opportunity for do better. But you're not able for bring this country. And because now younger person, we compare him to the other president that we don't get. He's a younger man. And even for able for call people and come together and say, but we don't form. We were all politicians that we don't form. Like why they talk say we for apologize to the people. If we call and say, look, we don't form, they don't do another country then say, look and see, look and see. This country not ask for one. I mean, we not even reach 7 million if we didn't talk. We not reach 7 million. Pass no more if the new census go anchor will go to 50 million, but we not even get 7 million people. And considering all we to get, honestly, we get brains in our country. We get people and we're able to turn the situation around. They're all there. But because of this tribalism, favoritism, and all kinds of nepotism, we're not able to put the right people in the right place job and give them the authority they're supposed to do. So now could they be in, not to say the country not going to go before. So unless we unblock that system, and at that time they try to say, we go bring the issues then they come up. Even though for now, we're not individual participants, but let us start thinking about the people of our country. Let us start thinking about Sierra Leone. Let us stop thinking about we party in manifesto written in God. Whose manifesto will for pass the people and wishes? Whose party manifesto will for pass the people and waiting the people and want? So if waiting the people and want, now we as political parties then for make we own manifesto. And so difference not for the ideological difference now then consider we don't reach a certain level of economic sufficiency. We don't get some kind institutional then set up and everything. Now then get that luxury day for begin count with win a leftist, center right, right center, waiting and call extreme right. No, I go be extreme right. Then say you know get the dialysis machine. But where you know get anything, you go for extreme right. You not get machine for your hospital. You are not able to do tests for test people. So we as political parties get for come for realize that we have to be responsible for once to the people. If not the only gifts that one day anniversary gift we will give to the people at the 60th anniversary, we the consortium don't decide for come together and give them that gift day of hope. Say yes for once. People can think about them and not think about ourselves.
Right, I think so. Now a very good move, like I say, a lot of people commend for that. But before I go to Femu as they carry up, I just want to talk small more because this is something again we don't embark with developments na salon when one government day as the one government left for the other one come whatever the former government we don't do then we can scrap all thing then can we say yo the issue of continuity we lack them down in a salon. So you find out say if developments we don't start by the for example the APC party because I mean it wasn't all that bad. You know, no put on so, but although this government can say all thing bad, but I believe it wasn't all that bad. The things that were good, the current government for work on them things that were good and build on them. I think that's the way we make progress, and that's the way the country got developed. But if this government work we don't pass so, don't make certain progress and development. This one we cancel, don't can scrap all things waiting to be because it's not be get for that commission there. Waiting because it's not be tied up bag, you know, be dead, it's not be eating your cut. So you got for create one new one way self your cut get for commodity. Waiting before I go to Madam Femi, you said go up what's that side. Waiting you self think about this issue of continuity now we governments and when they come and go.
Between me and you, I feel say one big problem we get is that in our own country, we not get, we try to get a system where the people and determine their own priority and what they want. For instance, if the people then say, nah, roads, then roads they ask now for make. Any government will come, supposed for do that. Then for all the people are accountable for waiting the people and say, then for all the government accountable for waiting then say they want. This continuity has where they come now because every government will they come. Now the same thing, now the same problem do, but all man they write your manifesto. Again, different language and whatever. But I know they change say dotty de na Connaught Hospital. You know change and they, but all man they get what's they call. I'll give you an example of this continuity we they talk about. When I they go up line now, I they pass up I they go up Regents or go boss Nigeria. You know, say the previous government then and then begin this that road day.
The construction. Mm-hmm.
Yes. In fact, the conception of the road, all the planning and everything, I doubt to 3 governments then don't do them. So now then can finish it now. But the road way they pass it, you glad you say yes, I'm glad for that. You understand? Eh? I spent 7 years in Ghana. Where they want for open one particular road na Ghana. We get the overpass. I don't know what to call it, flyover and everything. One major road in Ghana. Now that first pub in the day, at a mills, I'm in the. When they open them, they call Mama. He call the one in the force before him. About 3 presidents then. Now then Sidom. I think Rollins, yes, with Rollins and the other one. 3 presidents them, now then go sit on the for because now then 3 more or less we don't work for now. Yes. They all sit on the they open them. But they're not being care better, go dance, they know well Ashobio for going in Kolo. Then just go together solemnly, then go open the road for show you, see now one country then get and then all they work towards the benefit of that country day. But nobody not go one for take what's in a call say na me, yes, the credit, say na me do am or whatever. You know, there is a kind of childishness within some of we leaders them. We then come, we then feel them for begin outline waiting they don't do and damage waiting previous people and don't do. You know, it's useless because they're not convinced nobody. The people and they see and then they experience how the governments then they work. So, to be honest, let's pray for maturity for come back by the governance system because that maturity they know they. In fact, you see a lot of people that behave like a Peking. Now, if they can begin tell you now, hey, you say we don't do this and that, you say we don't do that. When they come, there was this thing about my mama. Remember that airport?
Yeah, I mean, just saw it. I want to talk to Femi about that. But
now you just want to talk about.
Oh yes, this my mama. Yes, it don't day program project we all don't know about. Fantastic, because you do that airport day on mainland Freetown. Mm-hmm. You don't create a completely different dynamics. You will find out, say, you put Mama Yanda, you they even decongest Freetown. I'm telling you, because people are going to move towards that place.
I think that was the whole idea. I think that was the whole idea.
Yeah. Tema Chicago feel the effect of Mamama. And honestly, you can even begin plan on moving the administrative capital for go further inside. They just left Freetown as commercial. You know, that was forward thinking, you know. But don't you see what happened?
All right, but left that passage. No left that passage for me for addressing.
No. Why they left the bridge? You want left the bridge?
No,
Why
wait.
you left the
Now
bridge?
they say, I want bet. Mr. One bet.
We they bring the now. We make the bridge for come so that we will come. They can't top the government worth. They will all scatter to go Jerusalem.
All right, Madam Femi, the allow just about speak by desire, so there we can wrap up. I know what by desire. Dr. Bright make a very good example where he camp continuity. He find for make the good thing where past governments don't do, where it don't left. It go find make present, build on them, and improve them moving forward. And also, it talk one thing where also touch me, where he say the flyover the way them they make in Ghana and stuff like that. All the ex-presidents we don't involve, we don't put the idea they need together. They invite them all when in the open, and some of them thinks they are so. It show that kind of, in fact, then the message where it is sent to the people them. When the message when they trickle down to the people them, it give them hope. You know, for see all those presidents coming together saying, now we don't walk this walk. And the current president also show that appreciation. They say, if we are not been start, 2-7 will be able to end. I think say some of them good practices there in other countries. We government or we leader, they need for emulate some of them things they are so. Not so the bad one, they no more for the take. I mean, we need for take some of them good things they are so. When they bring can peace and national cohesion at the country, you know. And one thing I want to ask you, Dr. Bright mentioned the continuity of Mamama project. I think so. We don't get that conversation there before. And how you compare that Mamama project, like you say, playing the common from outside the common, Mamama. You understand? And then it could be a big sustainable development for Sierra Leone because people, a lot of people, when no one cancel, I don't remember the stress for cross ferry, and not to talk about bridge, they're the same stress because you have to spend like, I don't know how many hours, I don't know how long you have to spend, you have to stay the crossover. So if you have plane the way they can go direct now, with a place like Mamama, straight off the Freetown, don't decongest. Things then will begin to move because all things are Freetown. So I think the idea of the past government now for shift or decentralize certain things then to that Mamama area. So how you see the kind of thinking when this present government gets, and when you look at the financial implication with the Mamama project and the Lunge Beach Bridge project, with that kind of level of thinking, do you see any problem, anything there, any concern there, Sana?
No, wait, you missed one key part.
Whose part?
So you the left, you don't say Mamama. That means to say you plain go land, you fenusa, you pack your motor car, you drive Canton, or you drive go upline. Yeah. It's simple. What's in then they propose now? Now two plan then at them photo. Two. We look at the cost of Mamama Airport, so we'll call her X. The cost of the bridge, we'll call her 1X. Then they add now another layer, a new terminal, then a 2X. So when you look the cost of the bridge plus the cost of the new terminal, it don't be 2X. The cost of Mamama na X. You ask yourself, in Sierra Leone, who is thinking? Who is thinking? Because in order for you to plan, you have to think. And when you look at the cost of that bridge, What debt are we bequeathing to generations yet unborn? And what is our net gain? To me, those who have been charged with the responsibility of thinking and planning for Sierra Leone have a problem. They cannot see beyond their commissions. They are caught. They cannot see beyond it. Because when you come from London, it takes you 7 hours to fly to Lunge. It then takes you 8 hours to come from Lunge, assuming you do not want to spend $40. To add another $80 to your ticket already costing you maybe $1,000. Who in Sierra Leone is thinking? Because if they are not thinking, then they cannot plan.
So, in your own thoughts, or as a political party, where you self-represent on a unity party, or as even as a Sierra Leonean, what's the benefits of those two, and what's the financial implication when you compare the two? Because Sierra Leoneans, they want to understand, because I'm telling you, we need to clarify some of them things here. We need to go into the nitty-gritties of some of them, or some of them developments here, or some of them projects here where governments, they bring to the people of Sierra Leone. Let we know what's wrong with what's the financial implication of the Mamama project, and what's the financial implication of the two projects that we mentioned, one at the bridge and the terminal.
Yes.
And how can it beneficial? What's the benefits to Salon people?
Mama, let's talk and straight. 1 cent not a day. 1 cent not a day. Now this again, one Mr. Fucking talk say this is so full. This is so full. You are going to spend double the money doing a bridge and a terminal, and then you look, say you want to encourage tourism. A lot of people, some man they were in all Salon for sake of this water in Cross One. And if you they talk about promoting and tourism, you look at the number of flights that are landing in Sierra Leone on a day. The plane can take in reach 2 for the day. How can you justify to the people of Sierra Leone say, they can't put on a pan debt, waiting at the greatest volume of traffic between Lunge and Freetown? It is the market women. It is the traders. Can they use a bridge at $10 per person?
I think they could just work on the ferries, them. You don't think so?
Well, you not go use even one. You not go use 0.5% of that money there for give them one ferry when are purely for traders. One ferry where can be for vehicles and people. Mama, you don't suicide and they load them two man inside and ferry and they as if they are not human beings. As if they're not a mortal man. Then the lorry then go the reverse. Come out. They almost go the reverse and the woman then load.
I know, but say in most of the situation, and I can always like for talk to the woman and say, it's about time we need for stand up, because nobody not able for speak for we, nobody not able for make decisions for we. So it's about time we begin for team up and take leadership position and allow talk for we safe. Because when things like this happen, now we the woman and they suffer. Like you talk about trader, now woman and they go cross up and down, and risk their life and risk some are pregnant and all the rest of it. So we as women, we go through a lot where it camp all the crises in our government. So that is why I even use the platform for encourage women for speak out, for encourage even women for come into politics. Because now only when you did the decision, when you're inside there, now you go able to make decisions. You cannot be out and begin to say, hey, now so for do. I mean, you can never be heard. It's only when you're there that you could begin to put your foot down and say, no, we have to do this. Let we self talk for we safe get what. And no, so this is why I encourage women for really come into politics. But not a discussion for another program. But as we round up, you want to talk something?
Yes. I want to say something. And Dennis been they tell you thank you for this program. Me want to tell you double thank you, double.
Thank you.
You know why? Because I know say the time that we myself mean they England, they America, we specialty now, we go them business, then they analyze, we talk all things. Oh, it's bell full, it's double portion, the dessert and the main course. They will talk about Saloni's problem. So we tell you, Boku, thank you, where you take upon yourself for really get this platform, for really air the issues. Let God continue to forgive wisdom.
Yeah. And I counsel you, Doc, like you rightly say, a lot of women, a lot of women, they come out now on social media. They are coming out on social media. I know a lot of them, some of us are friends, when they say they speak on issues now, because before now, we see very few. And making it worse, now salon, we have very few self now, because they don't call my mouth. So, but the social media is where the power is, not the powerhouse. For speak for the people of Sierra Leone. And I really appreciate
they can begin taking a computer there.
And I really appreciate women when they come out strong, you know, and begin for speak through to power and begin for saying, you know what, team, we don't DBN for so long. We have to come out. And it is only when we get involved. No, we don't say, hey, me, I don't mix pan politics. Now, everybody get for mix pan politics. Because if you don't mix pan politics, then you get for suffer.
Yes.
Saloni day. Now you as a person get for suffer, or your family get for suffer. So everybody get involved into politics, especially the women. So me, I gladly commend the women when they really come out and talk about issues where we strongly feel as women and also the things that they happen. Because anything happen in a salon, now we. And if you look at all them party there, now we are the pillar. Now we put them there. So we aim for team up for ourselves and speak for ourselves. We able for change issues then, because now we they clap, now we they dance, now we they buy
Ashobi.
Now we they cook. You know what I mean? So just imagine we take all that energy to put on the one person, especially Femi, when self non team up as a woman leader of Unity Party. If we see, because woman they were able for do stuff, and that is what Doc they laugh. So when they come Musabi team up for vet corruption. We come for management. If we able for manage with us, we able for manage with Mandem. We able for manage with picking them. That management skill, we don't need for go school for that. From us, we don't get that. So we it's just about we don't for take the bold step.
Rachel, me, I can't go step because I don't know it's you now.
No. Okay, now. I want to ask you one question before you go. You know, see, now this is what talk on Monday. I used to begin to talk about women empowerment. They're not you say they talk or they don't see. Don't say enough feel comfortable again.
No. Yeah, Femi go tell you say me are different that side.
No, for that side they talk for abo. Now if for she
somebody
for women's rights, me number one.
I just want to share to my quick. Somebody talking that the chat say, that the comments say, well, if we know how mix pan politics will mix pan we. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Oh yes, we know that. Yes.
That's a good one, Junior Campbell. That's a good one. But that's a good one. So okay,
but honestly, Rachel. No, Rachel, this thing about women, you find low end and because it's very critical. Women them now 51% of the population, if not more.
52.
So it's a scandal. You know, it's scandalous that where you gonna place, you know, they see women them in a position of authority or whatever. Even inside with politics safe, you know, pass the agency, this one, and I know the chair lady, that means
deputy minister.
For cook or a deputy, you know. So we really forget ourselves serious and sober about this woman business, because until 6 years we don't do so now. We don't try man them and this and that. We don't see the results. Now we talk see, if we don't spend 60 years them, and then big party them.
And then recycle politician, somebody call them.
Why you know we try other formation them? But to be honest, one thing we go realize is that now woman then are the strongest enemy to woman them when it comes on power and politics. You know, woman they're not united with campaign that you can get someone and then prefer for a man in that position than then company woman or go and tap them. So woman then they really get for work on themselves, you know, for overcome that tendency they will then get for bring them company woman down, or for jealous then company woman we don't come forward. You know, woman they can get very, very great difficulty, you know, for accommodate them company, for lead them. Pass in a few cases then, now you go see that they happen. And you go find out, see, when you get women in authority, you go find out, see, some of them strongest opponents then, whether they come forward or not.
Well, you as a political head of your own party, I must you say therefore shall we say get the woman the interest by putting them into executive positions?
No, me, Rachel, I don't tell you, see, you get for take the bull by the horn and this woman business. Ask Femi. I don't tell Femi, I say, Usai, like a will get power, will they change the constitution or will they change the rules in such a way that certain constituencies, then they will they choose the constituencies they win a social woman, nine for big candidates, first of all. You know? So if they don't decide, say, this constituency, this, that, 1/3 or half of the constituency there. Now, woman candidates no more. To God, you they see woman, then they come out. But where woman them can find out, say, if they go compete with man, the man then gets all kind of way for dominate them, then go use bad word, then go curse them, then go use violence. Now make a lot of them, they keep back. Then say before that land no go. But yes, if you go put, say, all the party them, any party where they can also, now woman candidates you for put. Then you don't sure say at least you must get one woman, another place, you must get some woman in a parliament. The reason why they make sure a positive discrimination that they talk about so now, you have to start that way because it's very difficult for undo some of the way we think. That mature way we will get now country. Some Monday we did in a meeting then so something I can just observe. We did in a meeting something the one whole high table. No man not did it.
Yep.
Say disgraceful. Plenty ten. No woman not did it. For say we not get woman that we sabi anything or we don't know nothing. So all anything in nothing they will for things seriously about. For we own country, for your country.
Somebody continuously ask how much woman that you get at executive position at NGC.
They're not plenty. They're not plenty. They're not plenty because when we say the fight against that problem there, we they find ways there now for make for that positive discrimination what they tell you about. Now they try for search for now. They're not plenty and where then they come forward safe, you know, they need encouragement for let them come forward because they don't seem to accept, say, you know, like I say, well, yeah, let them carry on we go there behind here.
Yes, you know? The women swing. We know the women swing.
And we don't want wing again. We just want the one body.
Thank you. I think say turn on the catch doc. This is another discussion where, like I say, this platform we get with regular program what they call women in politics for encourage women. Like you say, the stereotype where they against women, then where they camp on politics, like you say, the man they go use bad word, or some of them they afraid say they not can cost them, or some of them afraid so many things them they prevent them from get into politics. So this is another discussion for another day where we really can talk about that. And always, like I said, Femi is always there to to back and support some of them things here. But finally, before as we round up, this consortium don't form now. And I don't take a lot of approaches them, a lot of different approach them where tune itself we don't highlight now. It's unfortunate itself don't go the fast. So now, and people are strongly they be, I can tell you now, people are really glad for this movie I will gonna make, because like you rightly say, this thing it don't come. So now we get this pattern na salon or salon politics, because we dey see in a parliament when the parliamentarians don't come together, don't agree on things, they don't deliberate on issue. They say now this way we forgo. But you see no more after once you sleep and wake, some don't change. Waiting go on, waiting on, money cost, money no cost. They don't change. They're different. Now they talk this, then they talk on that thing. So we have seen this pattern, politics. Now people are concerned that this consortium where we don't cancel more than 10 political parties, if we don't go compromise, when it come back, when the politics don't sit down, if we don't go begin changing our tongue, them back say, well, Danny they talk so, the other one said they talk so, when it don't come, then don't infiltrate inside. So this is one concern where people get for see if we go stand by una words and una action right to the end.
Yes.
And nothing. What a man. I mean, you have those people. Jesus Christ said we get Judas. But how una go able for team up and stand in unity as a consortium moving forward?
Okay. Yes. This concern we raise, so any side will go. Now the same thing I they tell you. Any side will go. Then they tell you, say, this is a good thing, oh, this is a historic move we make. But una go able continue, una go able for keep and so. Now, one thing we agree for I want to say is that political parties they not ever use themselves how for work together. They not been ever use dandy. But we don't bring down the cam, we don't start now. It is the beginning. I can tell you, say, when I don't measure, I measure the level of commitment we'll get at this particular point in time. Between me and you, I not get a feeling, say, we go drop. I don't know, maybe we're one Judas, but I'm telling you, the way we go now, the determination we'll get, the support, the praise, the support we'll get from the population, from the ordinary man, now in the driveway. Anybody who want for common, so now you go shame bad. Let not tell you like. Instead self go shame. Not forget, say, this quick tell we cancel, we don't go up country. We don't go Bo, Kenema, McKinney, Potloko. And we'll be good inside and day. We go na the radio, we get phone-in program them from Kailaun, Kabbalah, all inside and day. Every person where they call, then they say, now this now we'll be wait for. May God bless you now, then they pray for we, then they glad for we. And I can tell you, say, the mood where they now inside the consortium. Now for that, we even come closer together than we scatter. I don't know, me not to God. But honestly, I believe, say,
so the intention is for make sure say gonna team up together for pull the bio administration come 2023.
We not come to that decision day too. Yeah? Okay, begin confuse me now. So if we tell you we come together.
I forget sing a salon.
We come together for talk about national issues there. National issues now they talk about.
Okay.
We don't know if anything happen again, I happen. No, so. But we talk about national issues. But we don't come together so now. We intend for come very close and really for people to go before. So me not say we come for full anybody come out. And you sit down and comfortable.
Now, for the salon, I beg pardon. I'm gonna say this alone.
Okay.
Okay. As we wrap up now, they come to Madam Femi. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how you can compare? Not to compare, but what on a scale of 1 to 10, how you go score the Bureau administration 3 years down the line?
Now me the score right now.
No, Doc. Before I come to you, you say for give me a score.
Well, I can decline.
But you decline me the score.
Oh yeah, decline. This is not on the spot.
No, them is students who have been the lecturer for big college. They know how me and AB for geek. Well, I don't think they don't reach 4.
Okay.
I think they reach 4. So they between 2 and 4.
Then they between 2 and 3. All right, Madam Femi, you think say we talk about? I not say we not one for compare. Myself, I want to talk. I'm not really like for compare. But what do you think from the past to the present? Is it more better now or is more worse now?
Like give me score for slap pull down then I would not get for hesitate.
Okay.
I they give them 2 now over 10 would they score over 100.
No, on a scale of 1 to 10.
2 now 2 I give. I they give them 2 and another not to scale now 2 over 10 not to scale. And
no, you say between 3 and 4. Okay.
No, now 2 over 10.
Okay.
Now they give. And again, reason why they score them so. Because a lot of people said Mada couldn't win. They said he wouldn't rule. They said he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that, and he couldn't do the other. He won. So he had a golden opportunity. A golden opportunity handed to him on a silver platter. And he has not made good use of it. Okay. And instead, on your 3rd birthday, you go on radio and you are supposed to communicate with the people. You forgive we hope. Don't keep shoving free quality education down our throats when we are having 4% failure rate. Don't keep shoving quality healthcare down our rates when our people are dying. Stop telling us about MC score, UNDP score, whatever international score, when the people have nowhere to sleep. They have no food to eat. And you are touting job creation and it is car wash or car wash or car wash when the children in other countries are putting satellites in space. So I give them a 2 over 10. No, I'm not going to mark on a curve. I am not going to compensate with those who pass and those who fail. It is a straight 2.
Okay. All right. So in terms of the past and the present, things are much better now, right?
Which past and which present are we talking about?
No, in terms of the past government, 3 years, and the current government 3 years, things are much better now, looking better.
Let's take a look at it. Have salaries gone up? A bag of rice is slowly creeping up to 400,000 leons per bag. And you have a minimum wage of 600,000 leons per month. You want to tell me, say that man, they eat one bag rice for a whole family for 1 whole month? No. A pint of oil is 7,000 leons. A cup of pepper went as high as 7,000 leons. For food, we may buy 6 for 2,000. Now 3 2,000. So, if the people have nowhere to sleep, and Miss Rachel, do you know how many people sleep on the streets? At night, drive through the streets of Freetown.
No, but yes, people in the sleep not streets anyway.
So, where are we? He had a golden opportunity to make it a little bit better. We were not expecting miracles.
Okay.
Nobody could have delivered miracles to us.
Okay.
We accept that. But not a single institution, a single institution, not the way they function, not judiciary. You go for anything you want to do in this country, if you not pull with here, then they left you. There is no institution that you can engage. Rachel, come to Sierra Leone and try to adopt an orphan. An orphan. Where you want to go give hopefully a better life. It is not possible, man. Everything is difficult. Go to the court, the family court where they Pademba Road by prisons. Go and see people standing. So one mommy, it's enough now that court it almost one pass out. First way is still not grown. We are treating our people inhumanely on all levels. On all levels. So how can I score you?
Okay. Final word for this program, Dr. Bright. Short, 30 seconds.
Me just want to say, we like we country, and anybody will like salon, you get for try at least let do your own bit for make this country go before. Like una way they provide this platform now on our own contribution and they let other people they not sit on behind and they wait for them, we go do everything for them. You know, because sometimes they think we self go tire. And if now just we feel no more they step forward for face the music, it will come to 10 ways, sometimes we say not able again. That is if we not see people and behind we with the back way. The people are within our power, not the people that we hate. We not hate them. Then some of them are we friends, then we don't say some of them don't sit down together, don't within and call. So we not get any reason for hate them. But if they occupy very important positions, then they take decisions where they affect the lives of ordinary Sierra Leoneans in general, whether they at home or abroad. Now, very, very important role and sacred role and they play. So we'll not for accept any mess from them. The people that we country now, then they embark, then get problem. And to be honest, the people of Sierra Leone and try for tell una, do una is for let una no say, the people are not go want that or it is against the interest of the people. But them feel say when you oppose, that means say you're an enemy. Some of them hate with guts. I'm telling you, for this year what they do so, some of them, if they're able to make them kill it tomorrow self, they'll disappear.
Then go do
it. Yes. Just because we say something different from which in them they think or which in them they enjoy. Not to so we country for time. Let we try, let we sustain with democracy, with freedoms, with rights. Let we protect them. Also for grab, you go kill people and 40 people, then you not give account to nobody. Then bring rest for people, the rest loss, do it when able for do it, then we're not able for take anything. We're not able for provide basic health care for people. For almost years, where people they talk about them, we're not able for do. Then where we talk now, on the vex. And also on a day so, now the people the money now on the eat. Now on they enjoy. So people must ask on a question. So me, yon word we me get for say is that I don't get any enemy from politics. I don't hate anybody, and I'm ready for sit down and talk with anybody and tell them what's in my mind. But we they listen to people and are gone. Some of them within a position now, they are so busy, they don't have time for can hear waiting they happen now the country. The only people them where then they get into contact with, now the one the way they go big to them, go ask for small thing, we go they sing them praises, they say yes, we are doing well. Let us fight against tribalism in our country. Tribalism, they kill we. Because those in power, they don't love their tribesmen. They use them and abuse them, as far as me concerned. Because if you love your tribesman, then you go work for elevate them from that condition within they. You know, will make them eternal beggars then for they can every time to you cap in hand so that you go give them small bits with them go eat and then come back to you. No, you will change their life and give them dignity. This is what we should be talking about. And this is what we are going to try to cultivate inside the consortium. Let us start for talk about the real issues. Also for can begin talk about the funny till they right now manifesto. Let's talk about the real people,
real issues.
What the people are suffering. Let us save with people them once and for all. Let's draw a line and say yes, the political class don't form, we don't embog in our country. But let us draw a line now, whether you know SL, APC, UP, NGC, or whatever, it doesn't matter. All that distinction then they are nonsense. Now, waiting the people and want for improving life now it matter. Now, that's no me for say, Rachel. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Wegi.
Okay, just hold on right there. Make I just get a word from Madam Femi, then we can close.
The Desiree, I really 100% agree with Dennis, is that political parties will get for come together for really big the Sierra Leone people. We don't let them down big time. And it do so. It don't reach them now for let we begin make promises the way we intend for keep to them. So I don't know as COP they work, we get for arrange something, whether it will be a prayer conference or something where we go meet and go public with people then. Where all the parties the way na part of COP will come together for tell Salone people and say, we let una down.
Wow.
We beg, una give we a second chance.
I think that's a good way. That's a good way to end, honestly. It's been a very long conversation, but at the same time, some people really, not to the extent that they enjoy, but then they feel that they connect with una, because a lot of people are still, for the past 3 hours, they're still there, listening to you guys, watching you guys, and some people are where they watch, or whosoever, which other people go to international school, them picking some of them picking na oversee, your mama de yanda, your papa de yanda, your cousin de na salon. So now you self go for suffer back for begin send money. If things were good, they're not going to pressure you in America or Europe or USA self. If something be better, they're not going to pressure you. So it's a collective responsibility. And I don't see Sierra Leoneans say almost everybody don't pick interest inside this politics. It's like an eye-opener. What happens on the political arena right now as I speak? It's like an eye-opener for Sierra Leoneans. All Sierra Leoneans, regardless of whose party where you there, everybody they put in your input. And Doc and Madam Femi, I can tell una say, una gets the support of Salon people then. With the Siam, with the Yeriam, and I believe say una safe with what una safe they do, una safe they see how Salon people then team up bien una. Because this is a very historical move what una make so, and una don't decide for be the sacrificial lamb. Forgive una safe.
Yeah.
For save the soul of Sierra Leone. Una don't decide for take the forefront. We don't see how other countries then get liberated, how other countries then get them freedom, how other countries were able to enjoy their democracy today and enjoy their human rights and enjoy their freedom of speech and enjoy the natural resources the way they get to their country. Now people they make that sacrifice. I die. But I have to do this for my country because how they talk and so.
Yep.
We don't hate them. We don't hate President Bio. We don't hate Fatima Bio. We don't hate this person. We don't hate the administration. We just sometimes Sierra Leone people doesn't like the things where they do. And as a listening government, we're not able to listen to Salon people there for once. We're not able to listen to opposition for once. And make on all kinds of common grounds and see in the interest of Salon how we go in for develop Salon, and then we put aside all party politics and party issues and push way forward for how Salon will go. Because I mean, if you guys work with the opposition, at the end of the day, now still they take the praise. If you ever work with the opposition,
exactly.
If we play this politics well and play out with the good intention for make sure say Salon people their life better, we're not able to engage in a public discourse. This is what I don't see in this governance now. We're able to engage. Let's engage into the conversation. Let's know what's in the opposition wants, what's in the expect from we as a government, what's in the people themselves want. And then we put first the manifesto, then we look at the real issues. Because they say, okay, GDP don't go up or GDP don't come down, the economy don't make so, it don't make so, but it's not reflecting. It's not reflecting. This is the reality. You know, they reflect.
Inflation don't count single digits.
Yeah, you don't count, you don't go on there.
Single digits.
But my own concern is, you know, they reflect. And then they reflect. Look at the key. We get so many people already abroad who want to bring business, who want to develop Salon. Who want to can invest in a Salon. But when they think about what's in they go through Domida Watakide, their asking just broke.
Well,
when you think of almost one container or for send some business, their at all can just broke. So these are the things that, because that now the gateway to Salon, that Watakina, the gateway. If we only get able for structure that part say and make them accessible and cheaper for Salon people and for invest. I'm telling you, a lot of diaspora people they want for can invest in a Salon. And a lot of them they want for can invest, and that's what Ghana did for open investments. They make everything so cheap and even almost for free. Now the key, so that people then will flock in the country for can invest. These are some of the things our leaders should begin to think about. So I don't want to go too much because I mean with frustration then plenty. You know what I mean? So we can go on and on and on. But I mean we had a very good conversation, I must confess. Rather unfortunate to be there for loss that the program Tunis because of the fast and all that. But instead being getting your contribution, we appreciate her. And Dr. Bright, Madam Femi, I really appreciate her. And una continue na the right direction. This is not the right direction. Una continue na the right direction for the interest of Salon people. For the interest of Salon, this is for the interest of Salon people. Una continue for the fight for the soul of Sierra Leone. That me, I'm telling you, I'm broken. If I don't know if una see what me see Independence Day celebration with young people. So man gonna cut it, he put chain and he take picture. What does that tell you? Some people, I'm talking about young people. They are not to say now, young people. They put chain. They were chained in. They chained themselves, meaning that they are tied. It has a lot to say about those photos coming from the young people in the country. So I'm really, really broken here. But today, honestly, I feel hopeful. And I believe that Salon people are also equally home and abroad feel hopeful by the things they want. I don't talk about now so today. And I want for people to get their conversation. They are more often and the platform open most whenever I call una, I believe say una always go respond with platform open because this was a one-day conversation. We have to continue this conversation and make in sync inside with us because Salon quick for forget. So we need to be talking about this all the time, so that we understand the issues. We understand how we go moving forward at 60. So I don't want to say too much. I've said a lot. I will thank you and viewers there. They're still they watch. This is to show you that this is a very important conversation we are having here. This is a bread and butter and security and everything conversation when they get here. So I want to say thank you to my viewers them. We're still hang on for the past 3 hours. I didn't expect it, honestly. My program we see 1 hour and that's it. But I mean, I just find and say the conversation was very, very timely for Salon people and for Yeri. And I believe, say, Dr. White, you cover a lot of things, you know, inside this conversation today. And for me, the same thing. So I want to tell me people the way watch, anyone the way for watch. I want to tell you thank you for all una stay inside this discussion, una keep the conversation going at the comment section, and una self pour una heart while the program they go on. Next week I will get Honorable Bernadette Lahai. The program on women and politics, so we can discuss, you know, a lot of things there where they go on with women them as we all be discussing now today, because I get a platform for talk about and encourage women for come inside politics when are women and politics. So till next week, I want to say thank you to the consortium, and may God bless the people of Sierra Leone, and may God bless Sierra Leone. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Banga. I'm in the building. Man fed up, man. They make mumu talk. Pull up the tune. The lighting system so nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
It's so nasty. The water system it just nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
That's so nasty. Just the passage pad up and nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
And the real nasty. See we sweet salon just the nasty. It's sorry.
Do not make one nasty.
To start with salon so nasty. So nasty. This president's government is over nasty. What's in a nasty? Check with Parliament if you see nasty. Always then talk, who talk at a nasty. We ministers now them body nasty. For shots, call them papa nasty. Judicial system is smelling nasty. Now so nasty. Anti-corruption, them fake and nasty. They make sabi but nasty. We police and soldier, they're all sorry. Cause the system nasty. We footballers, they're over sorry. Cause SLFA nasty. The lighting system so nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
It's so nasty. The water system, it just the nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
That's so nasty. Just the passage pad up and nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
And the real nasty. See we sweet salon, just the nasty. It's sorry. Do not make one nasty. Entertainers, they not take we serious. That make we more nasty. Medical facility, it's too rotten. See people they die nasty. Politics that the original nasty. We make salon down nasty. Free education, but me I not see nothing. Planning just the nasty. Some drivers themselves just too nasty. Makes guys for business nasty. See for itself not the most salon sorry. Angry they kill we nasty. What's back thick that they cut the up and nasty. Salon just the nasty. Nako fact, no one like corona don't save. Just the eat corona money pa nasty. The advantage that we can't get it too nasty. You know who that na me pa nasty. The water system it just the nasty. The youth send down the games with the nasty. With traffic warning then too sorry. The shop tickets pa nasty. Salon is sorry, until just the nasty. With sweet salon just the nasty. The lighting system so nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
It's so nasty. The water system it just the nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
That's so nasty. Just the passage pad up and nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
And the real nasty. See we sweet salon just the nasty. It's sorry. Do not make one nasty. The country adopt make all man nasty. Them only man add up nasty. All man they grumble, say salon nasty. Salon is full of nasty. Some journalists themselves too nasty. They spread this way nasty. Salon man in bad that's too nasty. They hate with a nasty. 2020 ski kasi nasty. Where's a long get for nasty? Papa God na everything do ya save we. Save we from this nasty. Men the man fetch simini man fetch men the man. Salon na tribal nasty. You span then this gun like which gun? That one a danger nasty. Me I don't talk down, I fed up with the nasty. The corona nasty. Na eastern na de una can beat me. Una can beat me for me nasty. The lighting system so nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
It's so nasty. The water system, it just the nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
That's so nasty. Just the passage bad up and nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
And the real nasty. See we sweet salon, just the nasty. It's sorry, to not make one nasty. The lighting system so nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
It's so nasty. The water system, it just the nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
That's so nasty. Just the passage bad up and nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
And the real nasty. See we sweet salon, just the nasty. It's sorry, to not make one nasty.